leave it. Yes. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And in today's episode, we're gonna go over a big one. We're gonna teach you how to teach your dog how to leave it. But before we get into it, we have some big plans for the channel. Guys, we appreciate your support. We're about to cross 400 subscribers in a month. That's crazy. We're gonna be doing a ton of giveaways, so you might wanna like, comment, and subscribe to our channel because it will matter in the future when we do our giveaways. The leave it command is probably the most underused and underrated command in dog training. It also promotes a neutral mindset and can be a great way to keep our pups calm in many different scenarios. Now, the criteria for our leave it command essentially is for the dog to disengage from whatever it is that they were focusing on before. To do this, we're gonna need a leash, we're gonna need some treats, ideally a lower value treat would help in this case, and we need a dog, obviously. I have Hans with me. Let's get him and let's show you how to do this. So to begin, all I'm gonna do is simply throw a treat in front of him, and I'm going to block Hans's access to the treat while I'm practicing this. So that means you should probably throw it pretty far, especially if your dog likes to go after treats that fall on the ground. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw it in front of him. He's going to want to get it. I'm gonna stop him right there. I'm gonna say, leave it, yes, and add some verbal sounds in. And when he turns, I mark with my yes marker. Be sure to check that video out. You could use a slip leash, you could use a normal collar. In our case, we're using a combo. Hans typically wants to go get it. I'm not gonna let him. I'm gonna say, leave it, yes. I added some verbals, and when he turned, I marked with yes. Here we go again. I throw the treat. He wants to go after it. Leave it. Yes, he disengaged. I'm going to reward. One more time. Leave it. Yes. Perfect. That was a great repetition. Now make sure to keep in mind, this is going to take more than just the 3 reps you saw us doing. It's going to take a long time, and you're going to have to be really patient when teaching this. In regards to generalizing this command to different objects or things, this will also take time. You saw we were practicing with treats. Well, here's an example of what we can practice with also. Hans loves our cat, Dylan, so he's constantly staring at Dylan. I can now tell him to leave it, he'll disengage, and then I can reward him. But that doesn't mean he's gonna stop staring forever. He might go back and I might have to say leave it again. So be patient as you're building this and do tons of reps. Now, you may be wondering, at what point do I know my dog actually knows leave it? Well, it's a pretty simple answer. Once we say leave it, we're gonna have to test it obviously, but once we say leave it, when our dog is consistently disengaging from whatever it is they're focusing on, they know it. You might be wondering as well, how can I hold my dog accountable? If I ask my dog to leave it and they don't, then what happens? Here's the thing. We want to make sure that our dog knows how to leave it before we're incorporating any rules or any corrections. At the point our dog does know how to leave it, if they decide not to leave it, we're going to use our no marker. We'll give them a freebie, but if they still don't do it, we'll give them a penalty, and the penalty is usually some sort of leash pop. What we do then, if I throw the treat, I say leave it, and my dog actually knows leave it, but they don't, I say leave it. That's my first step. That's their freebie. If they don't disengage after that, I simply say no. I give a leash pop, and then I ask for it again. Leave it. Usually this does the trick. Now let's do a couple of more repetitions, and actually I want to see if I can show you what Hans does, because it may help you. So for this next rep, I'm gonna bring out a more high value reward for Hans. We've been practicing a lot off camera with leave it, with low and medium value treats, but now we have something he has a high value on. Now let's see if we can up the ante and practice with a higher value reward. Will he disengage from his ball? Let's see. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna free him up. Free. He's going to want it. He's looking, and I'm just going to say, leave it. Good boy, let's go. Here's what I was talking about. He's still focused, so I'm gonna say, leave it. Good boy. And that's what we reward. It doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect. He's still looking at the ball, but I can ask him again. Leave it. Yes. Boom. And that's how we build that. So we started with something low value, we ended with something high value. That tells me he is actually understanding this command. So make sure you guys practice this a ton because this command can be so helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you like our content. It helps us more than you know, and we'll see you in the next video.